Let's get back to your open line calls. We go to Justin. You're on 97.1 The Ticket. Hello, Justin.
Hey, thanks for taking the call.
Sure.
I just want to talk about Tigers free agency, and there was a caller earlier, I think it was right before 11 o'clock. He was comparing Scott Harris to Brad Holmes and Mark Hanna to Cody Bellinger, and I don't understand why fans get so caught up in money. It's not our money. For one, Chris Ilitch isn't spending the money to put a winner on the field. So, I mean, what are they, like $30 million below league average in payroll? So why would fans get caught up about, $11 million for Mark Hanna or $30 million? It's not our money. I don't understand that. So if it's your job as an owner to put a winner on the field, you should be spending your money just like his dad did. And I hate to bring up Mr. I, but Chris isn't doing what he needs to do to put a winner on the field.
So a couple things about it, Justin, and I tend to agree with you. The one thing is you just don't want to waste the money, right? You don't have endless budget. I mean, you don't. There is no salary cap, but you know your team isn't going to spend like the Yankees, and so you don't want to waste the money. And if deep down they believe Jace Young is going to be playing third before the year is done, why spend $30 million on a player that might come in and play third? Now, Bellinger, obviously, he would be, where is he going to play? Who's he going to take at bats from? And maybe they're just like committed, we don't want to take at bats from anybody. But the Canna thing, I mean, they literally chose Canna when Bellinger was available. Maybe they called about Bellinger and he wasn't interested in Detroit. But I hear what you're saying. I mean, I find this offseason to be pretty disturbing. I thought they could have done more. I wish they would have done more with starting pitchers. I feel like, to me, the starting pitcher thing is the bigger issue. I wish they'd gone a little bit more aggressive with that.
Yeah, I know Jack Flaherty isn't turning anyone's heads. I know Ken Maeda might be like a nice story, but yeah, we're hoping on Casey Mize and Matt Manning and people coming off injuries. And I know Scooble's going to be an ace, but other than that, yeah, I agree with you there. It's just good to spend money. I just don't understand. It's just not. It's not up to the fans to sit there and nickel and dime when it's one thing if we're not even at league average. Like I said, we're $30 million below league average, and it's not like it's a salary cap. So you can't compare Scott Harris to Brad Holmes, or Brad Holmes has to actually make calculated moves to stay under a salary cap, and the draft is a little bit more meaningful in the NFL. So
I guess I would feel a lot better about if they said, hey, yeah, we could have afforded Bellinger, and we could afford Chapman, or we could afford Blake Snell, which is probably the one that sits biggest with me, is Flaherty over Snell. But instead, we are going to give these young players that are cornerstones their opportunity. And that includes, by the way, in a rotation that maybe Flaherty's the odd man out and Matt Manning gets more innings or whatever, more starts. However, if I would love to hear them say, yeah, we are poised to spend big time, but we're not going to do it just yet. We're going to wait till the time is right, and that time might be the trade deadline.
Well, you've got 9 teams in Major League Baseball that have a payroll that exceeds $200 million.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that skews what the average payroll is going to be. That being said, yeah, I'd like to see the Tigers spend some more money. I'm like everybody else. I'm not thrilled with Flaherty, Maeda, particularly when you see that Blake Snell is still available. Like, would you eschew both of those contracts and sign Blake Snell?
Yes.
And even more so when you see that the Tigers, you know what, they have 6 or 7 guys that can compete for the starting rotation. Well, if you didn't sign 2 of those guys, you're lessening that. So it's a little disappointing. I agree, but I think they're giving players an opportunity to show that they're everyday players. This year it's Colt Keith. Maybe Justin Henry Molloy gets his opportunity. I think what they're doing is, in a way, they're trying to not block the path of Chase Young to play third base next year. But it doesn't, for this year, this is a team that could very well compete for this division and make the playoffs. And if you're not going to sign a Chapman type player to play third base, if you're going to leave that open for open competition, then you bring in Gio Urshela, at the last minute before spring training. Yeah, I get it. I'm not thrilled with it either.